Hi, you guys. I do want to okay, it is on. But hey, you guys, I want to thank you for joining me on this week's episode of. Hi, guys. I want to thank you for joining me on this week's episode of. Hi, guys. I want to thank you for joining me on this week's episode of Jai Alexus. Yes, formerly known as Unconventionally Jay. Still patent the name. That's who I used to go by, but I'm still very unconventional. So, baby, soon as I get home. This week, I kind of wanted to change the scenery. Now, whether or not I'm in my car, yes, I am. I am in my car and I am videotaping outside simply because I want to change the scenery. I usually do all my videos in the same spot, but now I am doing it a little differently. But I want to thank you to my car confessionals. This is something I'm trying out. Maybe you guys like it, maybe you don't. Please let me know. But for the 40 people that are rocking with me, I want to thank you for watching. So this week, something heavy was I was trying to come up with something that a little different. I am a web channel that is, I do like makeup, I do like vlogs, I do like advice, I do all the other things, but I also always want to be authentic and as transparent as possible. Um, Try to be more excited, but it's really more about vibes and how I am as a person. That's how you just gonna see. So you rock with me or you don't. Follow me, whichever you pick. But I do want to hand it up for the natural lighting because, baby, I look good. I'm not trying to be in the sun like that, but this natural lighting is very much popping. Popping. But let's get into this week's episode. So, this week on Card Confessionals, I've been really. So, actually, let's start with what happened on why I wanted to do some confessional, something like that. But so on Instagram, if you don't follow me, you should. You should follow me at just J to you on Instagram. I had like a friend that I've been knowing for years and more like family, but she's actually my cousin. But she had posted a picture of myself, of me and her years ago. And I'm going to put it here so you guys can see. So, yeah, that was me. And I almost like seeing that. I would literally almost cry because of how much I have grown since then. I believe we were about maybe 16, 17 when I took that photo. So 16, 17. I'm 25 now. So that about like 9 years ago. That's so crazy. But that was about 9 years ago. And anytime I see my old self, I just realize that I need to really apologize to my old self. I feel like I was so hard on myself. I feel like I owe myself so many like explanations, so many things that I felt like, like she shouldn't have dealt with. And yes, I'm speaking by myself, but I'm also speaking as in a third person. But basically, like growing up, there's a few things I've always struggled with: body dysmorphia, weight, beauty standards. Trying to fit in is the hardest thing that I've realized growing up that girls go through. But it's just like, I feel like, man, I really could have been less hard on myself. And I feel like it's sad. Like when I think about how hard I was on my younger self, she did not deserve all that like she got. So I did write a letter to my younger self, kind of just synopsing everything because I needed like a therapeutic moment. So I'm going to like either burn this letter or just put it up so I can read this 10 years from now. But like I kind of felt like so hard on her for no reason at all. Like, I remember times when I was younger and I would like go in the mirror and cry because I didn't have friends or things like that. Like specifically because, I've dealt with bullying. Like I've dealt with bullying in school and I dealt with bullying at church growing up. Now, hearing church bullying is crazy, I believe, but I'm not the only one. But hearing church bullying is crazy to me. It's to the point where I don't even step foot on the church that I used to go to because I don't I don't you can say I never forgave them. I feel like I did forgive them, but at a point I don't want to hear anything else about what happened that people saw, didn't say nothing, but like I was bullied like at church, which is so contradicting, and at school. So specifically at church, it was more of you have like the church leaders, kids who thought they were better than everybody else because their church leaders. They was on the praise team and the choir, and my mom was over dance, but also like they were very judgy about how I was because they used to tell me they used to just say stuff like me being myself was an issue in and of itself. I specifically remember one time when I told them I did not want to be married. Now, hence, I am married now. Yes, hence, I am married now. But it was at a point where I was saying that I did not want to get married and how much backlash I got from it. Like,
because you act like this, and this. No one's ever going to marry you. You have to make yourself this, so man wants to be with you.
hence, I never did that. Still got one. But, um, things like that. It was just crazy. I remember one time crying in the mirror because I couldn't keep friends. It was like I had one best friend growing up, childhood church friend. We're still close to this day, but growing up was pretty tough because I felt like, they accepted her more than me, which was fine. I don't care now. I could care less now because I don't. But it was like she fit in more with this group than I did. Hence, I should have never been trying to fit in with that group, but I'm okay with being alone now. But I wish I would have told my younger self it is okay to be alone. You don't need to be accepted by people because people are going to do what people want to do. But this group, I remember specifically being excluded out of a birthday. I remember they had a birthday party and I thought we were all cool. Like we were laugh together. We would, key together. This thing, this, that, and the other together, right? And it was even at a time of events we'll be in the same room and stuff like that. And then it was like stuff like that. So I thought it was cool. I thought we were like enough to like, we'll go and hang out with birthday parties, this is that, and the other. So fast forward, I get to church one day and they were talking about a birthday party. And I was like, what birthday party are you talking about? And they was like, so and so's birthday party. And apparently it's supposed to be a secret that they supposed to keep from me because I wasn't invited. And then when I asked them, they were like, oh, because we're not friends like that. And I was just like, so what have we been doing? And that was my young lesson of not everyone is your friend because I felt like I should have noticed that they were never really my friends. But in my mind, I think I just wanted to be included so bad. Now that I'm older, I see that that was second class embarrassment. And when I have a daughter or a son, I'm going to let them know that. Don't do that. Don't ever beg to be somebody's friend. Don't ever be crying because someone excludes you. Be yourself, be happy in yourself. And I'm going to try to reinforcement. Now, I'm very much aware that when they get older, things is different for them. So, they have to go through stuff. But when I tell you, I'm just going to lay it straight for my kids and tell them, hey, everybody ain't your friend, and I know that hurt right now, but don't try to be friends with people who don't want to be friends with you because that's their loss. They ain't got nothing to do with you. Then yeah, like yeah, like I would because that was so. Now that I think back, it was so embarrassing. Now that I think back to it, but then I realized Why would I want to be friends with y'all anyway? Because the girls were fake. Yeah. Y'all. I remember we stopped being cool, whatever, whatever. But we still had to be around each other. And there was an instance where something happened, and I had basically said that they were fake. Now it got back to them, and they try to make a big deal, yada yada this, yada yada that. I didn't get no apologies because you were fake. Maybe the whole team was, but I digress. I wish I just wasn't so hard on myself for that. I think that was one of the worst trying to be included. I've always been alone. I've never been had to like I don't need a group. I'm the type of female I don't need a group to be behind me. Now, is that part of trauma? Most likely. So I did have to change my position because my phone was trying to get hot. But back to what I was saying. So yes, I tried to pretty much fit in with some girls that were kind of fake. They were never really themselves, which was fine. I feel like a lot of people feel like they're obligated to follow people or be included with people so they can fit in as a whole group. But basically at the church I grew up in, that's kind of what it was. They kind of used dance as popularity, and then they never it was so weird. So they use dance as popularity and never really, to me, use it as a way of expressing anything like godly or like godlike. They kind of did it to just show out for people to be like, oh, you did such a great job. And that's the times where I feel like church is very performative, and I feel like that's where it's gotten to the point that it's performative. But growing up, always been performative. No one ever clocked it because they felt like, oh, at the end of the day, da, 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 da. Yeah, regardless. But no one listened to people who weren't in the know, they weren't in. Older girls would try to bully me because I literally stood up to multiple bullies, and they were like, you can't talk the right way. I'm like, well, when people talking to me? Yeah. But yeah, things like me trying to fit in, me being too hard on myself, me being mad at myself because I couldn't fit in because I was made to stand out. And that's okay too. Everybody's not trying to do everything everybody else say. Now, I do think the younger generation are more authentic. I love that they are authentic. I love that they don't care about what people think. But I also feel like sometimes it's hard because I see that they have more categories of quote unquote authenticity, and that can be hard too. Also I spent my life. I feel like sometimes I didn't experience a lot of things because I read books, also because I had strict parents. But that's another story for another day. But I used to read a lot of books. And in books, I would fantasize a lot about how life was or how I wanted to be because I realized my reality would never be a book. I wish it was, but I realized my reality never book. But then as I got older, I realized reality is what you make it and what you turn into. And so from then on, that's where I understood. I kind of wish I was reading books the way I did when I was younger. I would read billions of books and be in my room. I would isolate myself really from a lot of chaos as well. Yeah, when I think about how hard I was on myself of not fitting in and being a bookworm or being smart and stuff like that, or sometimes like even experiences, I felt like I missed out. I kind of had to forgive myself for that because I was really rude to this girl, and a lot of times she was just trying to protect herself because she didn't feel protected by no one else. And that's just how it is. Like, I wish a lot of things she didn't feel blamed or, responsible for, but she did. And she had no choice but to feel that way. And so, yeah, I just feel like sometimes, we can't be so hard on ourselves. And I know the new generation is crazy. I say new generation because I can't believe one, I'm adult, but two, these kids is wild. I love it though. My little sister, she is so blunt. I love it. My brother is so blunt with their feelings and everything. I just love it because I'm happy that they got that because not everyone had that. It's kind of something I see. But yeah, like I like the younger generation. But for the my younger viewers, be authentically you. You know, everything is on a phone now. Everything, y'all are pushed more things aggressively than what it used to. Like there was a point in time where we only had music videos. Like we'll watch channels for music videos. Now music videos is on your phone. That's how far we've come. Growing up watching what BET, then MTV, and now you literally just go to YouTube to watch videos. That's where they posted it. None of these channels actually play music videos anymore. That's coming from us. Call us old, call us what you want to, but that's how it was. You know, we come from a time where we had flip phones and MySpace on a laptop, and now everything can be done from your phone, like everything. And so I was just want to say, sometimes, detach from that, beauty standards. Everybody, everybody don't have $20,000 to go and get their butt done, to go get their boobs done. Love yourself for who you are, because we need regular people in the world. And I'm not saying regular as in y'all don't mean anything, famous, whatever, yada yada this. I mean regular as everyone is average. Society has told themselves that, oh, let's make people think that there are better people than them so they can feel average. But in reality, everyone is average. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, everybody is not so extraordinary how they make celebrities want to view us. So remember, these are people too. Don't follow them. Don't give them so much. Hollywood is very weird. The things they try to tell us what's acceptable is crazy. What we should accept is crazy. So, authenticity is needed to create. And never stop being authentic. Never stop being yourself. And never allow people to make you feel less than because of you being yourself. Because at the end of the day, it's a whole trend. They make everything a trend now. Like everything to be who you are. So be who you are and be that unapologetically. That's the end of what I had to say, and thank you for joining my first episode of Card Confessionals with Jay. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment. Tell me about your experiences. Tell me about you growing up. What was hard about you growing up transitioning to adult? Like what have you learned and what could you have forgave yourself? Peace.